tahi au ka puku atu ki te wāhi noro, mō na mana ki tangata toa, ko tau mai runga i a tātou mai te timatanga, tai noa ki te nei wā. Ka tangi atu ki a rātou, kua mene ki te pō, moe mai te ariki. Ki aia te ātairangi kāhu, nō na whare katoa kei te mihi. Tau atu ki a koutou, me ki ko te tangata whenua o tēnei whenua, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Nei te mihi motu ake, i tōku nei iwi hau, me ki ko te iwi kiksari, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Ko tōku nei ingoa hau, ko kakanutū, no kiksari, no reira, kei te whakanui a koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kuna chish. In our greeting, we acknowledge the Creator. In our greeting, we acknowledge our ancestors. In our greeting, we acknowledge our treasured elders back home. And in our greeting, we acknowledge your elders, and especially the people of the land, of this beautiful land, Alaska, Kuna Chish. We are Rangimarie, we are Maori from New Zealand. Our name means harmony, a total state of harmony where humankind lives together in harmony, not only with each other, but in harmony with its environment. And coming here is like coming home because we feel the same love and energy that our ancestors passed down to us. So we acknowledge you all. Our first item is what we call a mōteatea. And it's one of our more traditional types of items with a very special kaupapa or topic that relates to the special work we're doing tonight. So in order to set the scene properly, we dedicate this item to you elders.
Leading Kia ora. Kia ora from this side. Kia ora from this side. Kia ora from that side. Kia ora from our long distant cousins. Kia ora. Gunashish. Hawa. Do action. Our first item we'd like to do is called e ihoa, which is a translated Maori word for Jehovah, or God. So e ihoa is one of the names or terms we give to the Creator. And everything begins and ends with the Creator, as we all know. So we'd like to begin our bracket of items with e ihoa. When you see these actions, the actions tell the story. So when you see the actions, it gives you some insight as to what's being talked about. The e ihoa up here. And when we ask the Creator to listen to our cries, we are putting our actions by our ears. Look closely to the actions and you may understand some of the message without understanding some of the words. Kia ora. Kia ora, thank you. The next item we'd like to do is an action song, a song with actions. Our culture has developed through the years, probably since the 1950s, where some of our ancestors or leaders travelled to Hawaii to see what our cousins were doing over in that part of the world, and came back with some very important evolutionary changes to our culture. One probably being the big ukulele or the guitar. Maori people have embraced the use of the guitar, and we now feel that it is our own, and we deem that to be something that is in the household of every Maori in New Zealand is a guitar, along with a full fridge, much like you people here. Our next item is called Paikea. It is a very old traditional story of one of our ancestors who rode to New Zealand on the back of a whale. And the name of that ancestor was Paikea. some of you may have seen the new film from the old story called Whale Rider. This action song has been around a long, long time, much longer than the Whale Rider, but we're pleased to celebrate the success of the Whale Rider movie and perform this next action song, Paikea. You'll notice that we have no drum. Somewhere along the line in the Polynesian journey of our ancestors, we may have left the drum on one of our cousins' islands and came to New Zealand, Aotearoa, and decided that we would use our feet instead. So that's our more contemporary way of keeping time with each other. You'll notice that the stamp of the foot is a very important part of the keeping of time. Our next item is a medley of songs, a string of songs that are quite classic in Aotearoa, New Zealand, that represent the different tribal groups from the tip of the North Island to the bottom of the South Island of Aotearoa. 2 main islands, about the size of Japan in total. And so we are a very small country. Because of that, we have been able to retain a lot of our culture and our language, and around about 20% of our people are now able to speak Maori, which is a long way from where we were 25 odd years ago. So our next item, celebrates the diversity of the tribal groups, and you'll notice the diverse shades of Maori on the stage, the skin shades represented in our group here, who are from lots of different tribal groups in Aotearoa. And now many clan groups of Tlingit and Haida are represented here on stage too, as we honour our new clans who have adopted us while we've been here in Alaska. Kia ora. Thank you very much for your appreciation. Our next item is a poi. And I'd just like the group to get ready for the poi medley. And I'll ask Tineka to stay at the front. Tineka is holding a poi. 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 Not boy. Poi. Hey, poi. Hey, poi. That's a poi. Traditionally, the poi was used by the men. And the poi was used for men to strengthen their wrists for battle. Now that we have evolved into a culture that no longer battles, we give the poi to the woman so that we can showcase more of the skills that the women have using the poi. Traditionally, the poi was made out of flax, long grass fibre, as well as bulrush, and wrapped in a ball with perhaps some rock inside to give that extra weight for strengthening the wrist, and then plaited fibre or flax fibre with a tassel at the end. So we have adopted some of our European cousins' materials because they last a bit longer and we can throw them around and they won't get broken. So we now use more contemporary material for our poi. Let me just ask Tineka to show her pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew. Can you say that? Pew pew. Pew pew. This is a pew pew. Pew pew is a flax garment made of flax. I'm not sure if you have flax here, but it grows like a leaf, a flat leaf. When it's dried in the sun, it curls into itself. And each of these is one leaf that's curled into itself. Scraped with a mussel shell so that the parts that are black expose the fibre. Then it's planted in the ground in mud, in some dye, traditional dye, and those bits that have been scraped come out black. Various patterns are depicted on our pew pew, but they are also really wonderful garments to use to express and accentuate the positives of the woman. And the men, and the men. Tineka is wearing a pari, a bodice. Traditionally, this would have been woven with traditional materials, fibres, dyed with natural barks and natural mud from our Mother Earth. And today we use traditional wool for that purpose. Bought at the traditional wool shop. And the tipare, which we have seen around many of our relatives here today, the tipare or headband is also part of our cultural dress that we have brought along to share with you all. The men, if I can ask Howie to step forward. In all his splendour. Howie is wearing a tātua or a belt. And the tātua, for, amongst other purposes, is useful to store things in the back. If you have implements that you need to use during performance, it's a good way of holding that. You'll also notice around Howie's neck a pendant carved in bone. Many of our pendants are carved in beef bone nowadays, but traditionally we used whale bone, bird bone. Green stone is another precious stone that we have in New Zealand in quite abundance. Many shades of green stone, a type of jade. And Tinika was wearing a green stone pendant. Let the ladies demonstrate to you a poi medley. About those 4 long poi. Pretty awesome stuff. 4 long poi. Imagine fishing with 4 fishing lines. That'd be pretty difficult. The next item is another action song telling the story of many people from different spaces and places coming together as one, much as we are here today and for this celebration. So we'd like to celebrate the coming together of many people from different places, and the name that we have given to that type of person or group of people is Ngāti Kōtiti, those who have descended from the people that go wandering this way and that way. So this song is a celebration of diversity, but also of the amalgamation of people under a common cause. That is all of us. Kia ora.
Gonna cheese. Don't think we'll get off the stage now. Our next song is about our canoe traditions. And we're singing this because of the special ceremony that we witnessed out in the harbour when the celebrations first started. Personally, I'd like to dedicate this song to those particular crew that let me on their waka and enabled me to participate in the custom. And especially to that special man who actually looked after me on that waka. It's called Toia, and it's dedicated to those guys. Kia ora.
That song incorporated our men's haka, haka dance, war dance, posture dance are some of the English words that have been given. We call it haka, haka. And it's a way for the men to express the range of emotions that they have about various topics that we sing and dance about. And the prowess of a man in Maori, in the Maori world, is shown by the protrusion of the tongue and how well he can intimidate a person before battle to try and avoid the battle from starting in the first place. So the intimidation goes a long way towards peacemaking before the war has started. So that's quite a wise part of our culture that our ancestors have passed down to us, and our men have just depicted some of that expression. Our next item is another song that has been passed down from our ancestors. It's called I ngā rā o mua, which means in the days of old, in the days gone by. And this song brings to the fore various implements that we use in our cultural dance today. And I'll now ask someone to come forward with the tirako. Let's have the youngest member of our group forward for the tirako. 21 today. This is my Eagle Clan father-in-law. The three-quarter staff was used for hand-eye coordination as well as strengthening the upper body. To develop then into the longer stick or rako called the taiaha. These are various strikes and blows. Stephen's been waiting to see a bear all day so he could practice those moves. And the short club, for more used for close combat, is the patu, traditionally made of green stone or whalebone or wood. A very sharp implement, able to cause a lot of damage in a single blow. So this song incorporates all of those things all at once, and singing at the same time, and stamping the foot at the same time. So let's see how well we can put it together. Kia ora. Okay. Do they look tired? Do they look like they need a rest? Or shall they carry on? Okay. Should we bring the men out? I suppose you don't often see men dressed like this in this cold place, do you? Remember, the sun shines more where we're from. Okay, the next item we'll do then is the haka, a haka on its own with no singing. Thank you. You're a wonderful audience, and we have felt very warmly received since the day we landed in this wonderful place, and we continue to feel your love and warmth as we share our cultural treasures with you. The next item, the last item we'd like to do, again goes back to the Creator, all things beginning and ending with the Creator. So we sing praise, give thanks and acknowledgement to the Creator for bringing us all here under the banner of this wonderful celebration. And we thank you very much for having us here today and look forward to meeting you again soon.
Haka To all of you, our elders, our uncles, our aunties, our brothers, our sisters, our kids, our Alaskan family, we acknowledge you all. Thank you for having us. Your people have been looking after us awesomely. And just like to personally acknowledge two special people, Mr. Tom O'Clesiak, and Mr. Andy Ibone. You've been awesome, whānau, world peace, kuna chesh.